The canopy on, you know, you really can't see the frame all that much. So when there's a man, I don't know his last name. His name is Joseph. He's the founder of Airstar International in Torrance, California. Well, the amazing thing about Airstar International, in contrast to Vario, is the fact that Joseph knew that Americans like having a lot of choice with you know, things like color for their RC aircraft. And so what Joseph did was he created with the frames that he designed, you can get them in a multitude of colors. And this servo sits in there like this right there. I'd like to take pictures of things so that I can remember later on. So it goes forward like that, full range, goes like that. As I said, I'm not super experienced at building RC helicopters, and they can be pretty challenging. And you know, you have to know what you're doing. You really have to know what you're doing. I mean, you really cannot be doing guesswork when it comes to RC helicopters. Honestly, the black frame, other than being just totally filthy and dirty, it's probably an okay frame. I mean, it just, you know, doesn't look great just being, you know, flat black like it is. And with the Varios, you know, the Varios only came like with black frames. They had, you know, black metal tail boom. Although the Varios typically have a torque tube for the tail rotor, whereas the Airstar Mongooses have a belt drive for their tail rotor. And again, you know, Airstar International, when they were in business, they're out of business now. It's a very unfortunate thing because they took a great helicopter design with the Vario Benzin Acrobatic, and design wise, you know, it's great German engineering. And you know, the only downside is just that, like I said, Varios were very plain helicopters, you know, totally blacked out airframe, you know, tail boom, either black or metal colored tail boom supports, you know, a black vertical stabilizer, and you just got like a plain Jane white canopy, and you could put a couple of stickers on it, and that was it. You know, it's kind of reminiscent of, you know, the old school Model T Fords. You know, they used to joke with the first automobiles that you could have it in any color you wanted as long as you got it in black. And you know, like I was saying, you know, the main advantage with the Airstar helicopters is the fact that you got freedom of choice, you know. Whichever color is your favorite, you know, you could request them to custom paint, and they use powder coat, which the advantage of powder coat is it's a lot stronger, a lot more resilient against gasoline. You know, if you ever did have any spillage with your two-stroke gasoline, you do have to mix oil, high quality synthetic oil, into your gasoline. I first got into RC helicopters, I was in the Army in Iraq. Came back for about 9 months, then I got orders to go to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and it's frustrating because I fly real helicopters. I fly full-size helicopters, and when I would get deployed to Iraq, like I did for 1 year, and then 1 year in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, you know, that's literally a year out of my life that I can't fly full-scale helicopters, real helicopters. And RC helicopters actually do help to some extent. They fly the same as far as your cyclic inputs go. So far this hasn't been too bad. The only thing I'm noticing though is that, you know, these holes on the black airframe, the original airframe, are circular in shape, whereas the ones on the frame that I'm going to be installing are, a lot of them are more of a oblong shape. So to get to these, you definitely have to take the gas tank out, and since I was taking the old engine out anyway, it makes it a lot easier to be able to get inside here to get a hold of that lock nut. I'm hoping it'd be easier to replace them since I'm only doing one side at a time, and the muffler will be secure on the other side. Whereas when you're doing it the first time, you know, the muffler's just hanging there loose. And having the right tools makes a big difference anytime you're doing any kind of a project.